So game plan here. I'm going to speak first. Dylan Doyle is going to be speaking second. And we're going to talk about AI. We're going to talk about all sorts of things. I've been dabbling like crazy on the computer, running about 4 hours of sleep here. So let's see what happens. Okay, so AI, we can do tons of stuff, listing descriptions, marketing, blah, 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 blah. I want to know who in this room is using AI for their real estate business. Yes, all of us, most of us. Is the answer probably ChatGPT? Maybe? No? Ben, what are we doing?
I use Gemini as well.
Gemini? How do we like Gemini compared to ChatGPT?
Well, ChatGPT when it first came out didn't have anything up to date.
Yep.
So when Gemini came out, I noticed that things are.
Gemini's working.
Yeah.
Cool. Okay. Any other thoughts?
Isn't even Google AI at this point?
Right. Well, we all know, right? You search something on Google on your computer, and the AI pops up and synthesizes the data for you, right? It's shifted everything, even where ads are now on Google and what that looks like. And I heard soon it'll be like AI-related Google ads and all that. It's crazy. And we're going to talk about that because that's important, because there's a whole section on like leveraging AI and ChatGPT and boosting your SEO. If anyone has like a website or a blog, I'm going to show you how to really leverage something really cool today that I've been doing that is starting to work. Okay, so stay tuned for that. So real estate in 2025. Got that image from ChatGPT. I'm a big fan of ChatGPT, just honestly, because I'm overwhelmed. I feel like right now, the way I think of all this stuff with AI is like there's all these apps and websites, and a lot of them do like similar things, but they're different. It's almost like when we first got like the smartphone or the iPhone, and then like all these apps came out, right? And you're like, oh shoot, I need this app or this app, and some do the same thing, some don't, and we just kind of find our way into downloading stuff. And then like if you have the iPhone, then Apple starts just implementing things into the phone that don't even work anymore. But I'm going off on a tangent here. AI plus video. So what this is, we're going to talk specifically now just about like video and AI. So AI and video, it's funny because a year ago when Dylan and I were doing this class, it was all about creating images with AI. And for those of you that were like messing around with this maybe about a year ago or so, it wasn't that good. And I don't know if you all compare it to now, but now, like the biggest thing I found with issues with generating images with AI, specifically like ChatGPT or whatever else, is it can't get the text right. But now it's really starting to get the text and the words right. It's come a long way in just a year, right? It's moving fast. But now the new thing is video and creating like really realistic looking videos with AI by simply just typing in a prompt, and it does it for you. I mean, it's completely disrupting, I think, the film industry with the way this is going. But then for you all in the real estate space, now it's like, holy cow, if I couldn't get a videographer for something, or if I needed a quick B-roll shot for something, now we can lean into AI. So we're going to talk about that. So first thing on the list is Sora. Anyone heard of Sora? Anyone trying this yet? Okay, so Sora, also owned by OpenAI, is essentially exactly what we just talked about. It creates video content through AI. You go here, access it through openai.com/Sora, S-O-R-A, and this is what it looks like. So it is paid, all right? ChatGPT, as you know, there's a free version, there's a paid version. The paid version, one level up, is $20 a month. If you want Sora, you gotta drop the $20 a month. Right? And then if you want Pro, right? Obviously, if you're like, you know, in the video really, really a lot, you can pop it up to $200 a month, but most of us know. $20 a month, 50 videos, 720p resolution, up to 5-second clips, right? So these are clips you can overlay on your content, all right? So let's use ChatGPT to come up with some prompts to create some videos for AI. I live and breathe ChatGPT. I don't use my brain anymore. I just ask it to do stuff for me. So I asked it, can you help me with my prompt for Sora for video content? I want to create video clips that would be relevant to use for video content for realtors. Ideas such as a drone shot of downtown Denver at the sunset with mountains in the backdrop, right? Boom, popped it out. Cinematic drone shot, blah, 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 blah. Copy this, pasted it into Sora, and it made this, okay? Now, I think for some of us, right, we could analyze this and say, hey, that's not Denver, or we could perfect it. But again, you got to remember, this is just early stages of this stuff. Kind of like how it was with images a year ago. It's only going to get better. So again, we can have up to these short clips, okay? But you can see here, it decided to turn into a time-lapse drone shot video. I've got the mountains in the back. I've got somewhere, could be anywhere really. I don't know where it is. It's not real. All right, I made more. So here is some more prompts. I made, I think, 5 or 6 more. This is a neighborhood spotlight. I said, now give me like some great AI common video footage I could use for putting into content as a real estate professional. So here's a neighborhood spotlight, right? A welcoming aerial view of suburban neighborhood in the early morning with tree-lined streets, charming homes, and families starting their day, so on and so forth. And it came up with this, right? Again, this could be anywhere, but it looks realistic. What's interesting about all this stuff is like, it's quick clips too, right? So no one's gonna really catch if something's kind of off. You'd have to really look at it and poke at it. This one here, luxury home tour. A cinematic walkthrough of a luxury home tour, starting with the grand entrance framed by elegant landscaping and a dramatic fountain and blah, blah, blah. Look at this. Look how crazy real this is getting to be. A little bit funky on the camera movement. Wow, we just ended up in the kitchen there. But it's coming along. Okay, selling the lifestyle. A vibrant scene of an upscale urban lifestyle in Denver featuring a stylish couple enjoying coffee at a trendy cafe. What I'm impressed on here is the people. If anyone's, what's up, Barry? If anyone's trying to create video content, image content with photos, man, those people, they're hard to create. They usually have like 13 fingers and like 3 eyeballs. And so the fact that this is where it's at right now with video, look at this guy. He looks like he's got 10 fingers. It's coming along real fast.
They're all 5 seconds?
Yeah, that's the cap. Yeah, that's the cap. Yep, unless you want to pop up to $200 a month, then I think it's more. Okay. First time homebuyer journey, a heartwarming narrative following a young couple touring a home for their first time. Scenes show the excitement as they open the door and envision their life and their space. Which I think came out really good. Like that looks like a human. You know? So again, like this is all here. Right back in the day, we had to hire someone, or we would, like me, I've paid for websites where we have stock footage that we download, and now, in theory, all of that is becoming obsolete. Seasonal home selling tips, a cheerful montage of seasonal scenes, like decorating a home for winter with cozy lights and staging a garden for spring. Here's where it just isn't getting it right yet, and this is kind of the same with the image. It's just got time, is getting that text, right? You can see here, enhanced space scope, ASE, blah, blah, blah. It's not there yet. So for now, I'd avoid the text, but again, like that video content's coming along. Real estate agent in action. I guess this is what it believes a real estate agent looks like. A white male, I guess, with a suit on. So here it is. So I guess we got to be more detailed on what that looks like.
And a lady with no pants.
Oh, yeah. Good observation. Didn't see that. Okay. Okay.
Gail, for sure.
Yeah.
Must have been coming from the waxing party, right?
Waxing and whiskey. All right. Good segue. Okay. An energetic montage of Denver's most attractive landmarks from Red Rocks Amphitheater to Union Station. Look how it got Red Rocks. It pulled in. Look at this. Can I pause it? Come on. Pause it. It pulled in like, I don't know. I get like why it pulled that shot in because Red Rocks looks like that, but it's obviously not the seats. But it's funny how it tried to pull that in to match it. It got the top section looking pretty darn good. Right? I don't know where that is. Okay, what was this one? Discover your home, Denver Den today. I like that top shot of the rock, so you could probably lean into it. But even things like that, right? A lot of places we can't fly these drones. So, in fact, I flew my drone at Red Rocks and got yelled at. So now I can maybe just create an AI version of something that I couldn't normally film. All right, so that is Sora. Check it out, pretty darn cool. And also, these are all vertical clips, but you can do horizontal, right? You can change up the style that you want depending on the video that you want, okay? Super easy to do. Just to give you a quick idea on what this looks like, openai.com/Sora, right? We click Start Now, and then we type in our prompt. I tried to type in a drone shot of Red Rocks and didn't like that one, right? Class teaching a bunch of real estate agents learning in a classroom, right? I can pop up the quality to 720p. Let's put it at 480 so it's faster. Up to 5 seconds. Oh, I can do 10 seconds. I can do up to 2 videos. If I had advanced, I could do 4. Click that. It's going to make me 2 vids. Okay, we'll come back to that in about a minute and keep moving forward. Okay, so next up, CapCut and AI. All right. So some of you have been to the video class, big fan of CapCut. Who here is using CapCut right now? Solid chunk of us, maybe half. All right. I want to dabble into kind of the AI side of CapCut because CapCut's ever evolving from an image side, from a video side, and we're going to focus more in on video content. So let's take a look at that. Okay, I'm going to pop into here. All right. Did you know you can speak any language with CapCut and AI? So look at this. Let's see if it works. Okay, so here's my original video. What's going on in my real estate tech and AI class? Everybody wave. Hey, you're gonna learn about the latest and greatest trends, tools, and resources that you need to know about when it comes to AI for your real estate business. So if you're a real estate professional, now you get it. That was a year ago. All right, so now I said, hey, let's translate that to another language. I think I said Mandarin.
我的房地产技术和人工智能课上发生了什么？大家挥手。
Hey, but look at the mouth. It's pretty solid. Doesn't sound like me.
了解的工具和资源，为您的房地产业务。所以，如果你是想要升级的房地产，
I don't know if this is correct or not.
智能技术和房地产上的生活更轻松。来我的房地产人工智能和技术课，你们觉得怎么样？
But now you can pick a language and translate over to yourself. That seems to be a trend. What's that?
Your international business is spiking.
Yes, that's right. Yeah, we're doing title everywhere. That's right. Okay. So how we do this, CapCut, there's of course a mobile version. There's also a version on the computer. We can download the desktop version. But right in here, we just take our video and it's pretty darn easy. You go to the audio section, you go down to video translator, you pick your language, translate, and then just wait for it to load and download it, okay? The way CapCut works, there's free and there's pro. Quite frankly, at this point, you just got to get the pro version. They've pretty much removed all of the great stuff that you can get for free. I think it's like $8 a month, $90 a year. It's a total no-brainer if you're doing video content, especially now with all the AI. Then beyond the pro content version, they give you credits every single month. You can spend these credits on different AI features within the platform, such as this. I think this cost me credits, okay? I'm gonna show you another one here in a second. What I've learned with like this AI cloning and changing of the language, it seems like it gets the words right, the motion right. The only part that I think needs to be perfected is matching the dialect and tone of the voice to the person speaking, which I'll show you here in a little bit, okay? AI background removal, I just think this needs to be talked about more because anyone who created videos back in the day with green screens, Barry, right? It was really hard to do. I mean, I remember back in my video production days, you'd have the lighting perfect. You'd have to have the green screen behind you and you'd have to have it looking really good. Otherwise, when you remove that background behind you, it just wouldn't look right and it would look kind of crappy. And now in this day and age, you just click a button and it's so darn easy. So I do want to point out, and we talk more about this in that video workshop 102, where we actually create videos and remove the backdrops and add in content behind you. But again, CapCut, right? We can bring in our video. Under video, we can do remove BG. Auto removal does a darn good job, right? Especially if your backdrop is just a plain, easy to pick up backdrop, right? And then boom, removes the backdrop, put anything in behind you, right? Something you're talking about, green screen thing, whatever. I do think we just have to give a quick shout out to how easy that is these days, and that's AI. Next up, AI video captions. Again, I gotta get a shout out to this because guess what? Back in the day, I used to have to create my video, download it to my computer, upload it to a third-party website like rev.com, transcribe the video, give me the SRT file, bring it back into the editing system, and then add the captions. And again, like you all probably already know how to do this, but I want to point it out. We can use AI to quickly create auto captions for exactly what we're saying. It does a darn good job. Very rarely it makes a mistake other than spelling my name wrong. And we can pick all these cool captions. This right here was actually what converted me to using CapCut from having a professional video editing background of using Final Cut Pro and Adobe Premiere. You just can't beat how easy this is to do. And you grab your captions and you're good, Okay, taking this up a notch, I've shared this before to some of you, but I do want to point out how cool this is, and I think it's valuable, is I always struggle with taking my video content and then uploading it to a platform and figuring out what the heck am I going to write and what am I going to say. And what's neat is on the computer with CapCut, when you export your video out, there's an option to export the captions, okay? And you can export that out as a TXT file, which looks like this, and it gives you every word that you say in that video instantly. You can then highlight that text, copy it, paste it into ChatGPT, then tell ChatGPT to say, hey, I'm posting this video. Here's exactly what I say in the video. Create my caption for me on what I should write when I post this video on Instagram, Facebook, YouTube, etc. And it does a darn good job as it begins to learn who you are and what kind of content you post. So that's it right there. Boom. Okay. If you want a full in-depth tutorial on how I do this, guess what? I've got a handout. Gerard, it's a new handout. I'm keeping them fresh for you, buddy. All right. And I'm going to be going through some stuff throughout today on the class on stuff you guys can have for free, because some stuff I'm going to kind of move through quickly. But if you want that tutorial walkthrough, I'll send you a video on it and check that box. And then once we get through all of these, I'm going to collect these at the end of the class and get you hooked up with everything you need. All right. Real quick, pause it back over here to Sora. Let's see what happened. All right. This was real estate agents learning. Okay. Interesting. Small room. Okay. So again, boom, real fast. Keeping them coming. Next up, video script creation, full video creation. I've shared this one before, but I still think it's really cool. Is within CapCut, this is the online version. They have magic tools, which are also basically their AI tools. And this is perfect for the person who doesn't want to do anything at all, and doesn't want to be on video. You can use AI to create your script on your video. Hey, here's 3 things to know before you sell your home this spring, right? Boom. It will create the script for you. It will then create the actual content for you and use B-roll footage AI to create a video, and then it can even narrate it for you. So you literally can just click a few buttons and create video content. So if you're completely afraid of talking on camera or recording your voice or really anything with you in the video, you can use this to just create content through AI for you. With that said, it's okay. It's getting better. Still a little cheesy, but again, it's evolving very quickly. And you can choose to use smart generation and quickly create video content for you. Okay, that's that. All right, now finally up to the AI clone. I cloned myself. I was a little nervous about it, giving ChatGPT essentially the rights to like the AI video version of myself, but I went for it last night. And this is this is what happened. Okay.
30 in the morning.
Pretty much, yeah. So this is how you do it. It's kind of confusing, but what you do, I used CapCut. There's different platforms out there. If anyone has anyone cloned themselves, Barry? What platform are you using? HeyGen. HeyGen's pretty darn good. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. What's that? Yeah, perfect. Get him on camera. So here's the idea. This is why I want to do this, right, and get it dialed. HeyGen is a great one. Another one, I got a buddy who's a big fan of the Captions app, and he's cloned himself through that, and it looks pretty darn good. But I wanted to try CapCut just because I'm a big fan of CapCut. And the results were meh, but maybe it's my fault, all right? So here's how you do it. Within CapCut, though, you can lay down essentially just a text track. And once you do that, that's going to be where you write out your script. But because the goal here is I do find value in, like, if I could create a clone of myself that looks like me, bless you, talks like me, sounds like me, and then I can push out all this video content just on autopilot. It's so valuable from an SEO standpoint, right? So on CapCut, up here, top right corner, you can do AI avatars, all right? And what that looks like when you click on it, it looks like this. You can choose, I guess, a bunch of women or whatever else that's in there, or you can customize your own. So I wanted to customize my own, and then this screen pops up. It gives you a quick little video on what you need to do to create your AI avatar. And basically, you have to record yourself talking for about 3 minutes, keep it under a gigabyte of data, and then upload it. And I did this literally last night at like midnight. just going for it. So I could, area of improvement, I could probably mic myself up. I could probably try a little bit harder, but I shot this on my iPhone, uploaded it, and this is what happens. You upload it, then you have to literally record yourself consenting to give away your data. My name is Jared. I hereby agree to authorize CapCut to use my data, and hopefully it doesn't get used against me down the road as a deep fake, but we went for it. And it uploaded it, and then about an hour later, it finished up. And then what you do is you can type in what you want to say. Again, how this works is you pay for credits. So depending on how long your video is, the longer the video, the more credits it costs, right? And then it creates it. So here's what happened. I made a couple. I generated it. It takes a little bit of time. So let me pause this. Here's what I think it did right. I think it did a good job matching my hand movements, all that. But I think the audio sounds kind of freaky. So if we all just listen for a second, here it is.
Sources for real estate agents.
Kind of quiet.
Today I'm going to teach you about all the latest and greatest AI tools and resources for real estate agents.
Sounds very robotic.
Specialize in partnering with real estate agents and mortgage.
What's that?
Make their lives.
Yeah, those do look. Yeah, you're right. That does look a little
Mr. Collin as an end receive.
funky.
I'm Jared Larkin with Chicago.
So, opinion, not that good. Okay, and that's kind of the theme here. I'm going to show you something else that actually was like mixed reviews. So I think once they tone in that voice, Barry, what's your opinion on your voice with Hey Jen? Is it?
It still needs some.
Yeah.
But it's not bad.
It's not bad.
Yeah.
Yeah, I sound a little robotic.
Yeah, I think there's a part where, if you're not trying to get people to think it actually is you.
Yeah.
I usually just tell people it is. This is the AI explaining this contract.
Yep. Oh, nice. So you got an AI version of you explaining the real estate contract. That's fun. Very cool. So that was my attempt at cloning myself. I'll try another platform next class. Okay. If you do want to mess around with this and go deep on it, check that box on how to clone yourself. And I'll show you, because there's a couple things I had to figure out that were kind of buggy. One other thing I found was, like, if it's a super long video, it kept failing. I had to re-export it to get it to work. Okay. So that's AI. Now we're going to talk about AI in images, because I think this can't be missed for those of you that are messing around with creating your own content, anywhere from thumbnails to PDF documents to etc. So I'm gonna breeze through this. Some of this stuff I taught before my last class, but within Canva, I think a lot of us are fans of Canva. There's a whole AI-powered apps of Canva, and that's right on the left-hand side, okay, under apps, and then you can go to AI-powered apps, right? And sometimes I'll just click in here and kind of dabble through. Okay, I can create like a cool-looking image QR code and do some stuff with the voice, and there's a ton in there. A couple that I found personally valuable that might be helpful for you, that I'll show you real fast here, are these. First one, Canva image enhancement. So if you've ever had, I give this example, if you have a logo or an image or something that for whatever reason is of very low quality, maybe you got a photo from a photographer or from someone and you no longer have a relationship with them and can't get a hold of them, there's actually a pixel enhancer that can take any logo, image, anything that is of low quality and essentially enhance it and add more pixels to it to make it a higher quality image. So for example, I took this low quality screenshot of a drone of a party that I threw and said, let's enhance it because it looks a little crappy because I want to use it for a thumbnail. So all you do is upload the image, boom, it enhances it, and then you can of course take it and work with it and use it. So that's Pixel Enhancer. Next up, Canva image creation. I still mess with this a little bit on Canva, but now that ChatGPT in the Pro version has come so far, I've really leaned into ChatGPT, which I'll show you here in a little bit. But if you don't pay for the Pro ChatGPT version, you can use this for free. It's called Magic Media, and it will create AI-looking images for you. Again, there's a lot of different platforms out there. These are the ones that I'm using. Next up, Canva Magic Eraser. So here's an AI version of myself that created from a while ago. But within Canva, any image that you're editing, you can click on that image and you can actually, within this Magic Studio up here, you can do all sorts of stuff. And one tool you have there is the Magic Eraser. So if you ever had, say, maybe a photo where you wanted to remove the background, maybe it was something whatever, with a listing or a headshot. You can quickly remove that background, replace it with something else. In this scenario, I said remove the background, add in the background of the city of Denver with the skyline. You just highlight behind it, and then boom, it removes it, takes it out. Next up, listing photos. I just randomly took this photo and wanted to see if it would work. Again, it didn't work that well, but you can remove stuff. So if you have an image, maybe it's something small. Maybe there's a photo of, I don't know, a toothbrush in the bathroom of your listing and that should have gotten removed or something. I think this is how it could relate to real estate, with how could you remove little things that got left behind or little mistakes, right? So this one, I didn't get it right, but actually it does a pretty darn good job. If it's not too big of something, I tried to remove all of this clutter on the couch, and you can see here, it kind of messed it up. But I found that it works with smaller items if you have something that needs to get removed. Next up, Magic Expand. If you ever had an image that doesn't take up the entire area for an image that you need to upload, for example, for me, when I create a lot of events through Eventbrite, you have to create a big banner image. And what I do is I create all my images through ChatGPT, which are typically square images. I can upload the image into here. I can click on the Magic Expand button. Then it will automatically analyze the photo and fill in the remaining area that needs to be filled in to fit that aspect ratio. Next up, Canva Magic Edit. Here's Andrew. I just shot this one day and thought I would mess around with this and change the color of the chair, change the type of the color, change the type of the chair. But what you can do is you can highlight any object and essentially replace it, right? You can replace it with a giraffe, with a different color chair, with anything. So again, all this stuff is coming along. It's not perfect yet, but I want you to know about it. Getting back to real estate, there's a ton of these different out here. I found this one to be pretty darn fun. ReimagineHome.ai. What this is basically virtual staging. There's a lot of different virtual staging ones out there. I found this one to be pretty fun, but instant virtual staging, it's free to sign up, mess around with it. And you can do anything from removing stuff, adding stuff, filling in the room. So again, I took a quick photo. Here's my 3 kids just climbing and falling. So we took this. I said, hey, what do I want to do? I want to remove it. I thought this is pretty impressive for just a straight up iPhone photo that I uploaded. The way it removed everything off those shelves. I thought that was pretty neat that it kept the shelf. And then I said, hey, take the shelves out. Just leave the back, and it did. And then I took that same image, right? And then we can, of course, choose the style that we want to fill it in. If we have a vacant space, vacant room for a listing, we're not going to pay to have it staged. Can we virtually stage it and see what it looks like? I just saw a realtor actually post this story. She was in an empty house going through a listing. There's nothing in there, but then each room had a printout, like literally like a piece of paper, just like this, of like a virtually staged image of like what it could look like up on the wall for each room, which I thought was interesting. Okay, moving on. ChatGPT, which I think a lot of us are familiar with. So let's go down this rabbit hole with ChatGPT. So first things first, there's free ChatGPT, there's paid ChatGPT, right? Who's using paid? Paid, 4, 5, 6, 7, 7.5. Okay. Paid $20 a month, get access to Sora, like we showed you earlier. I think the biggest reasons why I like the paid version is that I can upload files, can upload documents, right? Which we're going to get into here in a little bit. But these are the reasons why I like ChatGPT Plus. File uploads, of course, you got image generation, which is huge, and that's come a long way. And then, of course, access to Sora video generation. So if you find any of that to be valuable, you may want to upgrade to ChatGPT Plus, $20 a month. Okay. How are we using ChatGPT? Listing, MLS entries, what else? So, emails, social media posts.
We got different amenities around different listings to highlight things to do.
Different amenities around different listings. I haven't gotten that one yet. Yeah, that's good.
Highlight, hey, there's this cool coffee shop or upcoming thing. You can also search potential permits that are being applied for around the areas, so for building zones that are taking place.
Love that.
Public archives.
Love that. Very cool. Good ideas here. So I asked ChatGPT, what's the 15 things realtors can use ChatGPT for? And it gave me this. Content creation, email campaigns, blog writings, real estate listings, chatbot integration, client communication, market research. Has anyone used ChatGPT to communicate with a client or a spouse? I have. It does a really good job. Does a really good job. Yeah. Yeah. You go back one slide. Here you go. Yeah. Yeah. She said this. What should I say to this? Did great. Yes, exactly. Is this passive aggression? All right, client communication, market research, which we're going to get into here, lead generation tools, lead magnets, which actually everything on there I asked ChatGPT to create for me. I was like, what are some great lead magnets I could create on a presentation on AI? And it gave me a bunch of ideas. I picked the best ones. Then I said, create an image on each of these. And that's it right there on that sheet. Okay, what else? Training, education. So actually this slide deck and all my slide decks now, I use ChatGPT. Dylan's going to share a great presentation resource. There he is. On how he's quickly creating stuff too. But I will just ask it to create my slide deck, create my slides, create my bullets, add in images, and that's how I create all my stuff these days. Google Business Profile, we talked about that in the class, keywords, how to optimize it and use ChatGPT. Last 15 here, last 5, event planning and promotion, right? Event ideas, real estate farming, okay, which we'll get into on neighborhood stuff, content scripts, which you talked about in the video workshop, so many ideas. If you need video ideas, ask ChatGPT, okay? CRM automation, and then data analysis, which we're gonna talk about next. Okay, so a couple of things, if you haven't done this yet, I've shared this before, I wanna share it again because I think it's important, is ChatGPT settings. So within ChatGPT, this is on the computer version, just make sure you customize your ChatGPT. So you just log in, create your account, click Customize ChatGPT, and then there's 2 questions it's gonna ask you. The first one's gonna be, what would you like ChatGPT to know about you to provide better responses? Guess what? We just asked ChatGPT to give us that answer, right? So I said, based on what you know about me already, plus my website, plus whatever, right? Give me an answer to this question up to 1,500 characters. That's what it did. And that's what I use as my custom instructions. Second question is, how would you like ChatGPT to respond? Okay, so again, up to 1,500 characters. I know I want it to respond as if it's me in the first person narrative, plus whatever else. So just get these questions answered, whether you use ChatGPT or just type something in. I think it's gonna help with improving your responses, right? As we say with AI, the input's gonna directly affect the output, so we wanna make sure the input is really good. Okay, so last but not least, make sure this is on. They launched this, I don't know, last year. I think it should be on by default, but under your ChatGPT settings within personalization, memory. And what that is ChatGPT is learning. Every time you plug in a prompt and share more about yourself and what kind of things you're looking for, you turn this on and it's adding stuff to its memory. It's just getting smarter and getting better at learning you and what kind of responses you want. And I can say without a doubt, the responses have significantly gotten better now that they've, I don't know, issued this memory feature. It's great. Sure. Yeah. Yep. Yep. I'll send you that. There'll be a QR code. Okay. Actually, just write down, if you want the slides, just write down slides on that sheet and I'll send it to you. Okay. Next up, this is new. This is new waters for me, and I'd like feedback actually on this. And this is ChatGPT and analyzing MLS market data. Has anyone done this yet? Yeah, perfect. All right, Barry's gonna share. MLS market data, downloading MLS data, and leveraging this data to get specific information, charts, documents, whatever on areas. So here's the concept, right? Is we all have access to the MLS. We could go very vague and pull data on properties sold for a very large area, or maybe we're focusing on a specific neighborhood, farming a specific neighborhood, and really like hone into what's going on there with that market, right? I've got a listing presentation up, or I'm farming this area, or I need to update this seller because this listing is sitting and I need to give them more information on what's going on in this specific area, right? You can be as niche as you want. We of course have access to market reports, but sometimes those might be too broad. And this is an example, I think, where we can be very niche into a specific neighborhood and area so that we can be the experts when working with our sellers or farming that neighborhood. Okay, so what I did was I logged in the MLS and I went to the mapping feature and I said, hey, let's pull data on anything that is active, pending, or closed in the last 365 days. I mapped around, I believe, Cherry Creek North over here, and I said, let's pull all this data from the past year. So once you map that, for those of you that don't know, you can then go into your results. And if you haven't done this before, it's just good to know. You can add columns up here. Every column under the sun on every piece of data you can input into here to pull all this information and download it, okay? So all you do is you click on one of these columns, you insert whatever you want and start adding stuff in. And then if you want all that and want to use this again down the road, we can set this as our current setting for default, and it will always pull all of this data that you can download. So did that, added a bunch of data, then I exported it down below. You can click the export button, it downloads it into a CSV file. Now I've got this CSV file of everything that's sold, under contract, active in the MLS within Cherry Creek North. What I do, I took it into ChatGPT and I uploaded it into ChatGPT and then started asking it questions. Okay, so I wrote in a very long prompt, but basically I was like, I want you to analyze this data. I want you to look at it. Sales patterns, right? What's going on? And this is where like you all are the experts, and I don't know, I'm just kind of like guessing here, but we can pull anything in theory as long as we have the data on it, and we can have ChatGPT analyze it as long as it understands, right? So what did I ask for? I asked for looking at the list date and the close date columns, describe market trends in terms of the number of homes selling in the past year and the median number of days on market. So 122 homes sold, the median days on market was 45. Over here I said, hey, look at this column, the ratio close price by list price. Give me the average on this column. I wanted to look at, hey, what are properties listed at? What are they closing at? What's that percent change? Is it at the same? Is it high? Is it low? And we can be as niche as we want. So first I just took the average, looked like it was 97% of the original list price, so 3% drop to close. But then I said, hey, let's look at this from a monthly perspective, right? Because it's going to fluctuate based off of the time of year and seasonality. So then it gave me a breakdown of each month. So now I can look at like what's going on. And again, like this is just me kind of spitballing here. I have no idea what I'm doing, by the way, guys. I'm just trying things. But this is where you can take this. So take what I'm using here and apply it to how it could be valuable for you and what you're doing, and realize like the data's there, you upload it, have the machine do all the work for you and analyze it for you and give you the answers that you want. Is this helpful at all, or like can you? All right, cool. Okay. Well, don't worry, I've got a little checkbox on there that actually gives you a full walkthrough of this. Okay.
You turn that data into a graph with AI.
That's such a good question.
Oh, yeah.
Great segue. So you can turn these into graphs, right? So I just spitballed that. I said, can you create a chart detailing the data so I can see how the average ratio is trending up and down over time? So I just took that data, right? Super simple, that graph right here, and then just put it on a chart. So you can see that. But again, like here's the concept. Apply it however you want with the data, with the information you want. Put it on a chart. With that said, though, guys, not everything worked. What you're not seeing here on the slides is where it wasn't interpreting the data. Some issues it was having, for example, was anything with a dollar sign in it or with columns in it, it wasn't liking it. So one thing I've learned, and this is just a great tip, I think, with ChatGPT in general, is prompts are great, right? We can leverage prompts. I think Dylan's going to talk about them and all that. But if you don't have a good idea on a prompt and what to ask ChatGPT, another thing you can just do is, hey, this is what I want to do. This is what I want to analyze. What do you need to know from me? And then ChatGPT will respond back. That's a great question. I need to know this, 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 this. And then you feed it all of those answers, and then it's going to give you an accurate response based on what it needed to know. All right. But charts, I also asked it to, hey, put this in a 2-page PDF so I can download. It did that. Honestly, didn't look very good. So I just kept messing around with it and asking questions. But pretty darn cool. Download your market data. You can then say, hey, take this, put it into an email, right? So I can update the homeowner on what's going on in the market, et cetera, right? Leverage this to your advantage. So hopefully that's helpful. I don't know. Okay, I know I moved fast through that because we're short on time here. But if you did want to walk through on how I did all that, Just check that box on the sheet, third one down, how to use MLS data in ChatGPT, and you'll see it. All right, last one, and then I'm done because I'm sorry, Dylan, I'm hogging all the time over here. ChatGPT and SEO friendly blog posts. So this is more advanced. Does anyone have a blog? Nobody. 1, 2, 3. All right, we'll kind of go quick on this one then. If you have a blog, or if you want to have a blog, or you want to lean into creating content from an SEO standpoint, it's pretty darn easy these days. You just have to do it. Okay, so I think some of you went to that Tom Ferry Expo and he was in town, and all this credit goes to Jason Pantana and Tom Ferry. But Jason actually shared this document. It's like a 2-page document on a very detailed prompt, which, by the way, I'm going to give away to you. You don't have to take a photo of it. It's actually just check the box on there and I'll send it to you. But it is a detailed prompt on how you can leverage creating content on the most popular search for topics on Google for your marketplace, right? So basically what this is, hey, if I want to really leverage organic SEO and lean into a blog or maybe even video content, right? You can leverage this, and we're going to use 2 things. We're going to use ChatGPT, and then we're going to use a website called answerthepublic.com to pull all of the most searched for data and use ChatGPT. So what does this look like? It looks like this. We take this prompt. What's cool is Jason made it very easy for you as a real estate agent to use. Anything in bold, you just change out. This is essentially your template. You change it into your name, right? Your market, realtor, all those things. Anything in bold, you change it to you. Then what we do is we take this document and we're going to upload it into ChatGPT, tell ChatGPT to read this document, ask if it understands the assignment, and then we're going to upload all of the most commonly searched for phrases and keywords on Google that now we can have it create blog content on. You guys staying with me here on kind of what's going on here, right? So Answer the Public, what it is, it's a paid website where you can type in anything and it's going to give you the most searched for data. And what you can do is you can pull in, all right, moving to Denver, Colorado. You can take all of these most popular searches, then download all of this data actually into a spreadsheet, a CSV file. You can then take all these most commonly searched words, upload it into ChatGPT with the script that I just shared, and then have ChatGPT start knocking out blog posts for you, okay? So I did this. This is what it looks like for title insurance, right? Title insurance, First American title insurance. What is title insurance? Title insurance owner title insurance, right? And I'm basically leveraging and creating blog posts around this search for content so that organically I can pop up. So I did this. I hired a college kid, fresh out of college, and paid him to create 300 blog posts. And if you guys want to do this, I'll give you his contact info because he'll do it. And these are now slowly going to gain traction. Of course, I'm targeting title insurance, but you can target real estate. So I know I moved through that fast. That might have been a little bit overwhelming, but blogging, SEO, all that, you can do it. Okay, and if you want a step-by-step guide and you want to download that detailed script from Jason Pantana, check that box, I'll send it to you. So without further ado, with 3 minutes left, thank you. I got Dylan.